Alright guys, so the title of the video is going to be, have you seen it? Okay, let me see your hands if you have seen it. Okay guys, welcome to the channel of truth. This is Nikymus and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking EMPATHS free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality and I talk about personal and self-development. And if that's what resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us this like, share the video, and subscribe. Now, something happens, something very magical happens when a person awakes, okay? You have this awakening. Now, there is pretty much nothing will make any sense at the start. You might think maybe something happened. You feel like there's been a shift in your consciousness. You're doubting a little bit. You're not sure what exactly just happened, but you know that there's something has happened inside of you, okay? Your system has snapped. Your entire system has snapped. Now, for me, in the first months, I didn't really know what a spiritual awakening was, okay? I thought that, okay, maybe just, I couldn't explain this. It is something, you know, this kind of spiritual things is very difficult to explain. So that is why sometimes, for the most of us who have gone through them, we try to help you understand. So it makes your journey easier for you to understand what is happening. You know, I could get out of house. That time I had a job somewhere. I was doing a job somewhere. You know, get out home. And I started to see a pattern. So I see these neighbors, you know, they are getting out of their door, put on the uniform, you know, go jump in their cars. And then I saw some other guys at the bus stop. There was always 4 guys. There was a small group of 4 guys. Also in their, you know, those high-vis jackets, they're hopping on the bus. And I would see a certain vehicle pulling out of a certain direction. Oh, there's a movie by Jim Carrey. What's the movie called? I cannot get that movie in my head. What is that movie called? So there's a movie by Jim Carrey where he started recognizing that he was living in a simulation. So he wakes up, the neighbor will say the exact same words, they will jump in the exact same car, he will go to job, the exact same people, the exact same experiences. So this thing went on for some time until he was like, wait a minute. Doesn't this look like some kind of a program? So he started recognizing the program. When I remember the movie, I'll let you guys know. I cannot remember the movie. You guys may know that movie. Let us know in the comment section. I'm sure that you know that movie. I don't remember. I've watched it like some months ago. And then he started realizing that he was following a pattern. So in that movie is when he was trying to figure out ways that he can break this pattern. First of all, he investigated this cycle. And he started realizing he was following a certain pattern. There was a problem. You know, it was like something was already pre-programmed, you know. So at the end of the movie, Jim Carrey breaks out of the cycle. And then he figures out that the whole entire life he was living, it was a stage, okay? It was like a movie. You know, a movie that already planned all the scenes, yeah? Who needs to touch what, who needs to say what, everything is planned. So he figured this thing out. Now, this is a very similar story to a person who is going through a spiritual awakening, who has gone through an awakening. It could take you a few months, maybe 3, 4, 5, it could even sometimes be 6. But for me, I think it was around 6 months. When I started realizing that the life I had always been living before, it was a program. So you wake up, you go wash your face, whatever, brush your teeth, take the shower, eat the breakfast. Some of you have even already planned what kind of food you are going to eat in that day. You have already packed some sandwiches, okay? So you get a cup of coffee, you're going to eat the same cookies, get dressed, jump in your car, maybe run to the bus, go to the work, and do that same thing you did yesterday. Are you guys following? And then you're going to do that same thing you did yesterday. Then the job is finished. You come back home, okay? When you come back home, you watch some TV, eat some dinner with the family, go to bed. The next day, the same thing. Did you know that there is people who have been doing the same thing for years? A person has been following the same program, even sometimes 20 years. The same program, exact same things, exact same food. Of course, one day they may decide, okay, today I'm going to eat something different. They may switch up with the food, which is a normal thing. But still, it is going to be the same program. It is going to be very difficult to break that program. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be difficult. The only way you're going to break that program is when you allow yourself to wake up. Whether you have woken up by force, or whether you have just simultaneously, it has just happened simultaneously, you didn't force it. So that is exactly when you're going to become aware of the program. It's a pattern. So for the person who steps out of the program, breaks out of the program, it's very liberating, because you start to feel like that's not what you came here to do. You did not come here to move like a ball from beginning to the end. Then you come back to the beginning to the end. Then you come back to the beginning to the end. Maybe sometimes you change homes and you follow the same program. Maybe sometimes you change the school and you're following the same program. Sometimes you change anything, but still wherever you go, you continue with the same program, because that's the only thing your brain, your mind recognizes. Now that is very dangerous. You will realize that when you have stepped very deeper into your awakening, you're starting to see people, they are like robots. Now you're looking around and you see people that are moving in patterns. It's like robots. Get up, stand on the bus, enter the bus, walk to the work, do the job, wear your uniform, finish, sign out, come back home, this. You're starting to see every step of the way. It has been pre-programmed. It's like this is like some software. It has been fed in your brain. Go to school, get a degree, go find a job. You get the job, maybe sometime they will increase your salary a little bit. Maybe they might give you some promotions. You never know, because even sometimes those promotions never come. And then what is happening? You are in that program for years. You cannot break the cycle. So for you to be able to understand this cycle, you need to look at it and watch it from the outside. You're able to see it from the outside, to recognize it. Because now you're seeing, your eyes have got a different vision. Sometimes you can feel like the vision has been altered for some reason. And what you're seeing is not the same world that you were seeing back in the days pre-awakening, when you wasn't awakened. It's not the same world that you could see. Something has shifted in your consciousness. And now you're starting to see people. They're like robots, People are like robots. People are like programmed. And when you try to break, even is why sometimes they say, when you have gone through an awakening, it's better you keep your mouth shut. Just do you and keep your mouth shut, and let the rest take care of itself. You may wake up some people, you may be lucky. Of course, on this channel, I wake up some people. But then now you see, there is people, because that program is very deep in their heads, it is going to be very difficult to convince those people. Those people are going to defend what they are doing. Oh, what is wrong with you? How are you going to survive without a job? Those are the stories you're going to hear. Oh, how can you survive without a job? You need to go to work. You know, it's the only thing they know, that you have got to go to work to survive. That's the only thing they know. And you cannot blame them. You know, that's why sometimes I've told you, don't blame people where they're coming from. Because sometimes when you awaken, you realize that you was also part of the program. So people, they will not understand. You will tell sometimes people something about religion. A person can even become your enemy. The moment you start those things of religion and whatever, you start to telling them what exactly you know and what you have discovered, that person is going to defend that. Do you know that some of the wars that are fought on this planet, there are some wars they call religious wars. You guys have heard about the jihads and stuff like that. Religious wars. People are fighting. How can you kill somebody in the name of religion? How can you kill somebody? How can you fight with somebody just because of religion? So you're going to see these, they're like robots. You no longer see people the same way you used to see them before. You are seeing them moving like robots. You can't even make sense of it. It is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen, an awakened person, the things you will see. It is unimaginable, the things you will see. The only thing that can give you peace of mind is when you come out in these places like this. I think that's why most of the times you see me, I like being out in nature sometimes, you know, hugging some trees, you know, walking barefooted, you know, enjoying these birds. I know sometimes there's pigeons around. All those beautiful little things. Nature is the only way I can feel like this is the real universe. You know, this is the real universe. This is exactly the things we are meant to see. Okay, you wake up and you can see some trees, you know, like this beautiful tree here. You come around, place your hand over there, place your feet on the ground, feel your connection with earth, breathe this air. Look at this air here. Look at this place. There's nobody running around in circles here. People, they're just coming here to walk their dogs, you know, look at the birds, enjoy the nature. That is the only place you can feel home. For an awakened person, it feels like this is home. Sometimes you've heard about these guys who are waking up and they go, some of them decide to go off grid, okay? They leave these concrete jungles, these skyscrapers and whatever, and they are going to live off grid. They buy a plot of land in the middle of the forest. They build their wooden house somewhere next to the river. They can actually catch their own fish. And now they start living a very easy but satisfying life. So you continue to realize that the whole world is a stage. It's a stage. Everything has like, there's a way we have been pre-programmed to follow certain cycles and patterns. Anybody that tries to break that pattern, they become a rebel. Everybody says, oh, they're the rebel. Look at the scapegoat. The moment you walk away from your dysfunctional family system, all your family turns against you. They are saying that you're the problem. They don't see the problem because they cannot see it. They are so much used to dysfunction that they cannot actually see the problem. Now, because you're breaking out of the system, everybody thinks you're the crazy one. You're the problem. But you can see it for what it is, and you know there's a problem with that unit. And you cannot participate in that kind of nonsense. You break out of the system and you walk away. When you do that, you become the problem. So it is important to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that the vision of an awakened soul is a completely different vision from other people. The things you will see, the experiences you will have, Your world will be completely different the moment you snap out of these cycles. So it's why they say sometimes awakened people, they're like the glitch. Okay, you become like the glitch. They are the glitch in the matrix. Because you are the one who is able to add things together. You can add things together. You can know the reason why this person did this, the reason why they say that, the reason why this is happening. You can actually decipher almost everything happening around you because you have got a much more deeper understanding and meaning to life. And that is not something that is usual with the people that you've always been with. So that's the reason why, as to why you see sometimes your circles become smaller. Okay? The deeper you awaken, the smaller the circle. The deeper you awaken, the smaller the circle. And eventually you have no friends at all. Because you are now talking about things they do not understand. You're doing things they cannot recognize. There's completely nothing you can make sense. The things they are doing, you're questioning them, but at the same time, they're also questioning the things you're doing. So you are now two people who are moving in completely different directions. Is why sometimes you are isolated because you don't have any friends. Nobody can understand what you're saying. Okay? Have you seen it? That's the question of the video. If you have seen it, let us know in the comment section below. You guys know I do love and appreciate the support. Please book a session. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Desamos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.